We are going to talk some AFC South here. I'm excited to talk a little bit about this division. I know everybody probably sits out here and thinks there's a clear-cut winner, but I'm going to let you talk about that, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm crazy enough to take a little chance on some other stuff.
Well, let's just open up with the odds. Really, it's a two-horse race as far as the odds are concerned. Indianapolis Colts, with of course getting Matt Ryan, are now the favorite at -125, and the Titans second at +170. The Jaguars +700, and the Texans at +3,000. So the Titans have been kind of the cream of the crop the last few years. Obviously, losing Brown or trading away Brown and the receiver, that was big for the Titans.
Big move.
But I don't know about you, Lenny. It's like, I always say you have to knock the champion off. You can't expect to go to the scorecard. So if the Colts are going to get them this year, you have to earn it, because obviously last year Derrick Henry was unbelievable when he played, but he missed a lot of the year, and they still were really, really good. So to me, I don't know. This is a tough talk. I already gave out my Super Bowl predictions, two of them. One of them was the Colts. So, but like I said in that one, you just have to get in. So the Colts and the Titans, I think, are two probably playoff teams. So it's just a matter of which one wins the division, which one probably gets the wild card.
I think arguably two of the best running backs in the league are in this division with Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry. Obviously, cross fingers. I don't wish injury upon anybody, but that's both these teams are anchored around those guys. And I don't think Matt Ryan, I actually think Nick Foles is going to take his job by the end of the year. I'm not opposed to, I still think the Colts, I still think the Colts win this division, but I don't think Matt Ryan, Matty Ice has seen his time. And I think Matt Ryan is going to, I think Nick Foles is going to take that job by the end of the year. That's my bold prediction in this division. But
all right,
Lenny hit his head again. No, I do. I'm not a Matt Ryan fan. I just don't. I think that was a part of the reason the Falcons. One of many.
You had the Falcons in the Super Bowl and the big comeback. You have to be, because
no. Oh no, I didn't actually. I won that. I won money on that. I don't know how. I was over that game. But it was Baltimore, right? They played the Ravens.
No, there was the Patriots. That was
the Patriots. My bad.
23 and a half, and they came back. But I mean, like Matt Ryan, you have to give him a pass the last few years, because they had started to dismantle that team around him. Took away his weapons. Ridley was out most of the year. Julio Jones lost him a couple years ago. So, and it's not like they had the best running game. They really kind of, all the good coaches offensive coaches, obviously, left them after the Super Bowl. So I think Matt Ryan, is going to be a huge upgrade.
I don't disagree with that. I just think that, look, their team, the Colts, built around defense and running the ball. Okay, that's how they're gonna. That's their game plan. It's no secret here. And I just think Matt Ryan, he's just got to manage the game. So I think that will help the Colts.
I don't know about managed. He's not a managed.
That's what I'm telling you. In the last three, you mentioned that Atlanta
play action.
Think about dismantled around him. In the meantime, he got old. His arm got old. Old.
Tom Brady's old too. We see what
Tom Brady. You can't compare Tom Brady to anybody.
Well, I'm just saying, guys now they stay healthier. They stay in better shape in the offseason. And I think he'll have a good season, a very good season. When you have a good running game, it makes the quarterback better, because play action passing, guys are going to be wide open. I like the weapons here at the Colts, and I think the Titans, let's remember, they have Ryan Tannehill. You want to talk about a guy that has to manage, you have to manage. That's the problem. It comes down to me. You want Matt Ryan or Ryan Tannehill. Pretty easy. We saw it in the playoffs last year. My Bengals beat them up. I think it's going to be similar. I think the Colts, now the Titans might split with them in the regular season, but I think the Colts will get tiebreaker, whatever, and I do think they win the division. I'm not a big fan of taking favorites, especially minus money on props that are on futures that you're going to be laying this for the entire season. We're going to be laying this for 3 or 4 months. But I don't see any way around it. I think the Colts get it. I would be more apt to take the Jaguars than the Titans, in my opinion. I think there's a little value on that 7-1. Obviously, I think the Texans will be lucky to win 4 or 5 games. I think Jaguars are going to have I think the Jaguars are going to win 7 to 8 games. And you never know. We saw what the Bengals did last year. We've seen teams from the NFL can go from worst to first are one of the worst teams. It's the rare sport in pro sports where you can see this quantum leap. And Trevor Lawrence was the number one quarterback come out of high school. He was the number one quarterback every year he was in college.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like the guy's going to figure it out. I think they're going to be a lot better. And I just think the Titans are going to go back a little bit because, when Brown didn't play last year at receiver, they really struggled. It wasn't when Derrick Henry was out. So I think Derrick Henry will be back.
And they don't really have anybody to their wide receiving core for the Colts or Tennessee is really not elite in any,
I like the Colts
better.
Means. I like the Colts. It's like you went more by community. They have a lot of weapons. It's not like they have one guy. They don't have Jamar Chase like the Bengals have, let's just say. But they have 4 or 5 guys that I think Matt Ryan always has spread the ball around. I like the Colts in this division. I think the Colts are I think I got them like 14 to 15 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. I think they're a very trendy Super Bowl pick because you look how good they were last year. It was just quarterback play that held them out. I think they'll be good at quarterback. I think they'll be great running the ball. They're very good on defense. And I think it's a pretty winnable division when even though as much I think the Jaguars are going to be improved, the Texans are going to be terrible. I think they're probably going to go in the division. I think they'll lose one game, and it'll be the Titans. I think they'll split the Titans, sweep the other 2. So 4-1 in the division or 5-1? Yeah, 5-1 in the division. Sorry.
5-1, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. I do like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is the problem with that team at all. I think they just need to build around him.
Yep.
They just need to build around him.
Most bad teams, they don't have depth. You know what I mean? Like bad teams don't have depth. That's what happens. You have one injury, one thing. They got a lot of draft picks. And they're getting a lot of good draft picks, high draft picks. So it's like you should be able to build there. I like at least the direction they're going. But for me, as far as the future is concerned, let's take the AFC South champion, the Colts at the minus number. And like I said, I'm not running to the window to bet this one because I'd like to get plus money, on my futures.
That's fair. All right, we're going to shift gears. We're going to go on to the Chiefs in a second here. Craig, tell us what you got going on over at picksandparlays.net. I know you got Christmas in July going on.
Nope,
real
it's
quick.
not July.
Or it's not July. Jesus, it's not July.
We'll
edit that out of the video, folks.
Hey, 20% off. You can use that promo code CFL. You can get my daily picks. I have a 5 free picks every day up at the Picks and Parlays YouTube, Facebook page. And you get 5 free picks every day. I give out my best bet every day at a discounted price if you do watch and click the link that I give you on those daily videos. So,
boom.
Excited. At the beginning of August, before you know it, the Hall of Fame game just a few days away, and the rest of the preseason NFL teams will be, a week and a half away.
Yep. All right, I appreciate you stopping by, Craig. We are going to shift gears. I'm going to kick Craig out. We are